We got ourselves another death battle. Let's get into it. Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer. DC versus Marvel. Death battle. Off rip.
Episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Netflix's One Piece and Shady Red.
That's insane. They got sponsored by One Piece. I actually don't know who's gonna win. Martian Manhunter is good.
DC's Space Ranger.
Silver Surfer's kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with Silver Surfer, bro. I'm going with Silver Surfer.
Space holds secrets beyond our comprehension, but these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Can I switch over now?
For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore its endless wonders.
Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr. Pepper is a doctor. This guy's got
Saul
no
Erdell.
formal education, but that didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon.
He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos. So with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him.
He pointed the machine at Mars, pushed a button, and hoped for the best. And it worked! Erdell summoned a real-life Martian right before his very eyes. So remember, kids, when in
Martian
doubt,
Manhunter.
just push buttons. Never fails.
The mysterious and powerful alien known as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter.
John Jones? There is absolutely no way.
And powerful alien known as John Jones.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. What is Martian Manhunter's name? John Jones. You got to be kidding me, bro. It sounds like John Johns, though. But if it was John Jones, that would make sense why John Jones, like the human John Jones, like actual John Jones, the UFC fighter, it makes sense why he's superhuman.
The Martian Manhunter immediately started using his incredible powers in front of the Doctor, like mind reading and shape-shifting.
Which was just the tip of Erdell's discoveries. Turns out, Martians have complete control over their bodies and can transform into practically
That's
anything.
crazy.
Like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or
That's
even a
crazy.
totally generic green monster
That's-
that loves choco
bro.
cookies.
They
I
can
know-
also
I know
shoot
some people out there
lasers
that
from
will
their
use that power
eyes,
for
fire
evil, bro.
psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. Even Green Lantern constructs
Silver
and
Surfer.
force fields that Superman couldn't get through.
On top of all that, they've got a crazy healing factor. John has
healing
regenerated back
factor?
from a single limb, tiny pieces, or even a puddle of goo.
This display of
Whoa.
awe-inspiring power
What could
overwhelmed
have possibly
Dr.
turned
Erdell's
him-
poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Damn.
Well, at least he accomplished his goal before he bit the red dust, right? Anyway, John used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named John Jones. God, what a
Bro.
crazy coincidence,
I'm
comic
saying.
book writer, you
Bro.
clever man.
How though?
Detective John Jones lived
Yo,
a
are you
double-
telling? Wait, you gotta kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Is John? Wait, hold on. Is John Jones named after Martian Manhunter? Yo, literally right there, bro. Is there a reason John Jones still hasn't claimed? Yo, you got to be kidding me, bro. Is there a reason John Jones still hasn't claimed the Martian Manhunter as his nickname? Always wondered why they don't use. Get on my face. Always wondered why they don't use this for his nickname. It's literally perfect. Makes sense in multiple ways. For those unaware, Martian Manhunter is a DC comic book character. He's a Green Martian. His real name is John Jones, which is basically pronounced John Jones. Yo, that gotta be crazy, bro. Because it's a D. Oh, this makes sense. But also, he's an alien. He's not real. Anyways, back to that. Let's focus on the video.
life on Earth for many years, solving cases and helping as many people as he could from the shadows. But eventually, he stepped out, revealing himself to the world, and helped found the Justice League of America.
He
And
made
John
the Justice
definitely
League?
holds his own in the supergroup. He once
He
pulled
made
the
the
Earth
Justice League?
alongside Wonder Woman and Superman,
That's
who
crazy.
has stated that of all the beings in the known universe, he would be afraid to fight John.
And he should be afraid. Superman
Oh.
wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled
John?
Ultraman, who's
He-
basically evil
he beat
Superman from
Superman?
another universe, and Superboy Prime, who can shatter reality with his punches, and is also evil Superman from another universe.
He took a blast from Asmodel, the king angel from a literal army of heaven. He's held his own against Darkseid, the manifestation
Damn, I did not
of
know-
tyranny in the DC
I did not know-
universe.
I did not
And
know
he's
Martian
fast
Manhunter
enough
was
to
like
catch
that,
up
bro.
to Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically,
Crazy.
he's just as strong and just as fast as a bunch of crazy gods and demons.
While Jean's strength and speed
I didn't know
are
he was that
obviously
strong.
very impressive, it's also no secret that his greatest asset is his mind. He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
He reads minds, duh, but he can also shut them down altogether. And he once made Mr. Plexiglass, Mr. Mixed Pickles, your name, that's
Mist-
whatever.
oh,
Anyway, he
what the
got
hell?
him to subconsciously
Gotta be
say
a
his own
Croatian
name
name or
backwards,
something.
which God only knows because I can't say it forwards, which canceled out his powers.
His psychic defenses were strong enough to protect the Justice League against a worldwide telepathic attack, and his
By who?
ability to sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy.
And he once
What?
outthought Perpetua from the Omniverse. Who's that, you ask? Oh, just a freaking creator of the entire multiverse. She's
What?
basically the god of everything.
Bro,
Jean
they
needed
just
to
giving this
connect his
dude multiple
consciousness with
powers, bro. He's
everyone on Earth
literally like
before
John Jones on
Perpetua
Earth,
could
bro.
catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental
All-rounder.
abilities within the span of Planck time. Literally the smallest possible measurement of time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Jean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times.
He
What?
outthought God. He's a faster thinker than God. And it didn't end
Yeah.
there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him
crazy.
into basically nothing, he regenerated back from a hit from God.
Batman has said that in order to kill Jean for good, you would have to literally destroy every single atom in his body one by one.
Is that possible?
Damn. Yeah, if I didn't love alliteration so
Bro,
much,
I always used to think like all you gotta do is get burnt, bro. Like he's scared of fire and stuff like that. I always thought you just gotta put him in fire and that's it, bro. He's sounding a lot more
we
broken
change
than I
this
thought.
guy's name to Martian God Hunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Not quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely overwhelmed him to the point where he loses control of his body.
And not just literal fire either. John was once
Damn.
tricked into just thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him.
Even
Are
still,
you serious?
Jean has been able
You just
to
said he has the greatest mind, bro, and then he got tricked into thinking
overcome this.
he was
weakness.
around fire.
He's fought enemies with fire abilities and even taken hits from fire attacks, which leads me to believe the weakness, while potent and still able to cause real physical harm, is mainly psychosomatic. What are you doing?
I heard what you said. Weakness to fire is
Oh
just
no,
in your
stop
head.
that, bro.
I'll be a living God.
Stop that, bro.
Another win in the mind column for sure. And to think there's a whole
Early
planet-
Martian Manhunter stories were inconsistent on whether or not his weakness to fire was physical or mental. More recent issues have made it clear that it is physical. Likewise, John has trained to conquer this weakness, though he can still be incapacitated by larger
of these
flames.
guys out there.
Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Before Dr. Erdell's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse.
As long as they stayed telepathically connected, every Martian was vulnerable to a mental fire that would overwhelm them and burn them from the inside out.
Which sadly
Damn.
worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow Martians. Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe, a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire.
John
That's
was able
crazy.
to survive the fiery curse by cutting off his mental connection to his people, including his family. Unfortunately, his
Damn.
wife, Myria, and their daughter couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn.
No.
Racked with grief and
That's tough.
survivor's guilt, Jean was left to wander his homeworld all alone.
That's
his
so
only
tough.
solace being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself
That's
they
kinda
were
crazy.
still alive.
Oh my God. Jesus,
kinda weird.
John. That is so sad.
That pain has undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the trauma he held onto so tightly formed a literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me
Damn.
say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife.
That's
It wasn't
insane.
until years later that John could return to Mars and release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth never suffers a fate similar to Mars.
To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero.
On a planet packed with other incredible heroes,
The Martian
John
Manhunter
really
kinda
has
broke
set
it, I'm not
himself
gonna lie.
apart. He's risen
But Silver
through the
Surfer is
ashes
also
and emerged
broke- is also
the
very
heart
broken.
and soul of the
I don't know if
Justice
Silver
League.
Surfer could kill what's it called?
This
Gods,
episode
though.
of Death Battle is sponsored by
Gods.
One Piece.
One
on Netflix.
Piece.
Made by fans for fans, this live-action adaptation of the beloved manga is designed to introduce new
Yeah.
audiences to the zany pirate epic.
Bro,
and where
Arlong
else
looks
would it
so
start
weird,
but
bro.
the East Blue, a world populated by pirates with supernatural powers, gifted by mysterious devil fruits, where
Buggy.
telephones are snails.
And a treasure hidden by the late Goldie Roger kicks off an era of epic
Goldie,
adventure.
This
bro.
action-packed
Only
series
person
of-
who looks
Late
kind of
Goldie
cool
Roger kicks off an
is
era.
Zoro. Zoro looks kind of cool. Luffy kind of looks, Nami,
Of epic adventure.
Goldie Roger.
This action-packed series follows the Straw
Arlong,
Hat Pirates,
hell no.
a crew of true Nakama determined to find the legendary One Piece and live free on the high seas.
All
But
while
the quality
being
looks
chased
great,
by the
though, I'm not even
honorable
gonna cap.
Marines, protecting the waterways
quality
from those
looks good,
dastardly
great.
pirates.
In an ocean of grim and gritty adaptations, One Piece is an adventurous, warm-hearted,
Is it a movie?
binge-worthy island.
Series mangaka
When does it come out,
Eiichiro
too?
Oda was involved at every step of the process, which has never been done before in any other live-action manga adaptation.
Pirates life for me! Marines stink!
Watch One
How are they
Piece
gonna put all
August
their
31st,
backstories
only
into-
on Netflix.
August 31st. Is it a movie or a show? Because how are they gonna fit all the backstories into
Zen-La,
one movie?
a virtual utopia, free from any and all crime, poverty, and disease.
And home to Norin Rad, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life.
What's his name?
He was the sickest,
Disease.
and home to Norin Rad, which I've
Norin
gotta
Rad.
say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life.
Also, he was never
He
not
was
always
a brainy
silver.
kid who was raised to live a life of reason and intellect over one of gnarly adventure.
That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the devourer of worlds, Galactus.
So Norin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Red offered to leave his home behind, become Galactus's herald, and seek out new planets for him to scarf down.
And once Galactus agreed to the deal, he imbued his new herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Silver Surfer.
An
Damn.
equally tubular name. 2 for 2. Wow, you rarely see it.
The power
Silver Surfer's a
cosmic
cool
grants
name,
the
not gonna lie.
Surfer near unlimited energy, as well as
6'4". That what kind of tall? 225. Damn, he got muscles on him.
matter manipulation, phasing, super strength, speed, and invulnerability, just to name a few.
The Surfers basically got all of Galactus' space magic, just on a smaller scale, and Galactus uses that power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace.
The Surfer used the power cosmic to serve Galactus
Overspace.
diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured that the planets consumed were devoid of sentient life.
That is, until the Surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him
Damn.
crazy with guilt. So Galactus tried his best to suppress the Surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier
Damn.
for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free. How nice of him.
And
How does
it worked
Galactus need
for
to
a
eat
while,
planets, though?
until the Surfer reached Earth. Galactus's mighty mind manipulation wasn't enough to bury the Surfer's true nature for good. With the help of Alicia Masters and the Fantastic Four, the Surfer turned against his overlord and saved the Earth from being eaten.
But even after all that, Galactus just let the Surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back.
Being the source of the Surfer's powers, yes, he could. But Galactus has continued to let the Surfer have the power cosmic out of respect for his first herald.
Damn. See, that's the kind of respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the Surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again.
And he's been successful, like when Psycho Man failed to trick the Surfer with his illusions, or when he was briefly trapped in the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the Mind Stone.
With some of those mental threats
mind
behind him,
control
he could
line,
finally take to the spaceways, kick
how do you
ass,
call
and
it?
monologue about the meaning of life in the universe.
All of which he's quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy.
It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants.
That's
he can
crazy.
force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements, not just earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather.
What?
He's got enough power and energy inside him that he once created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light.
So just when he needed
gotta
it,
be
he was
kidding,
able
bro.
to pop out a baby son?
You just made a son,
That's
bro.
convenient.
That's the power cosmic.
But we can't forget about the sick board he shreds the stars with. This thing's basically an extension of himself.
Oh, yeah,
he
that
can
board is
transform
looking
it into
fire.
a sweet sword or into pure cosmic energy. And if it breaks, he can just form a new one.
On his board, the Surfer has traveled at incalculable speeds on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor, and even once flew so fast he reached the future.
Even without his board, he once
That's hella
broke
fast.
free from energy
Last
shackles
point.
that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah. He
That's
once
fire.
surfed a wave of universal destruction. He had to surf out of all of existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves in my day, but if you ask me, that's one too best
Damn,
for
that's a
watching on
crazy
the beach
sunburn.
with a brew.
You're hitting it real hard with all this surfing lingo. He's honestly not that kind of guy at all.
Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an A-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
The Silver
What are you
Surfer
talking
is a
about, bro?
tragic figure who is always weighing his choices through every angle of morality. Like when he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all life on Earth.
The Star Brand seems to choose a new unknowing
Oh,
host
Earth or
at
the
random.
whole world?
Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat, the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child.
He decided to bear the weight of any potential consequences on his own shoulders, instead of squashing any and all hope that the child would use that power for good.
I
Okay.
get it. He's a
That's good.
righteous dude on a surfboard.
Exactly. And in the Surfer's case, a keen sense of morality also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He can see
Yeah.
enemies even when they're invisible, and can sense incoming threats.
So
To
he
the
could
point
kill
where
like
can
Martian
sense someone
Manhunters.
approaching
Martian
even before they've left their own home.
Martian
He can
Manhunter,
also absorb
Manhunters,
energy his opponents
Adams.
throw at him.
Yeah, I'm
Anything
putting my
from
money in
psionic
Silver Surfer
energy
now.
to a freaking star. The Surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey, Wiz, what do you think the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock 'em dead, right?
What are you talking? Now, it does take a lot to get the Surfer to death's door. He's taken a blast from the Infinity Stones, survived being smashed into pieces, crashed into the Big Bang, and played catch with a star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool.
What?
I hope you like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool.
Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, has said that the Surfer is probably the most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow,
Whoa.
he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching
for
for
what?
beings that need his help, searching for something that could replace the home that he lost all those years
When his
ago.
home is
Only
destroyed,
to
or he
be
can never
weighed
go back.
down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain. Cause it doesn't seem to matter what the Surfer does. Zenla is destined for destruction. At this point, his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it
Damn.
all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live.
Damn. I'm putting my money in Silver Surfer,
This
man.
episode is sponsored by
You can see
Shady
Invisible
Rays.
Adams and could just
Son
kill it.
giving you trouble this season? Take it on with gear built to last. Shady Rays
Okay,
premium
now
polarized
too many
shades
commercials,
are perfect for the
bro. Too
warm
many
weather and
commercials.
available at an affordable price.
Shady Rays is an independent sunglass new pair you purchase.
Unprogrammed viewers.
Damn.
Run the data through all possibilities.
It's
Let's see.
time for a death battle!
In all of my journeys, I have never seen anything quite like this.
I assumed your journeys would have made you rather familiar with places like this, Northern Rad.
Oh no.
Or should I say,
The Silver Surfer.
Now, tell me why you have summoned me here.
Enough!
That wasn't enough. Martian Manhunter. Mind over matter.
What are you hiding?
You literally just face through it, bro. You can literally just face through it.
Your secrets.
I must end this.
I literally said he could face through it. Why does it feel slow? Get to the action.
There's no use in hiding. I can feel your presence.
Damn. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. Martian Manhunter could destroy planets? Damn. Just ripped out in 3 parts. No, you need to use fire. Yeah, it's fire, fire, fire. Is he gonna overcome it?
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is admirable, but will alone is not enough. Feel the pain.
Feels kind of slow.
You and I possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope you can live with the uncertainty.
Victory comes with no certain satisfaction. I may never know why we were made to fight. If violence
But
is
they're
ever
being
truly
philosophical.
justified, but perhaps there is something worthy in the battle.
Myria.
Something beyond my understanding.
He killed him? I mean, I already put my money on Silver Surfer, but that was way too easy.
Yo, Wiz,
That was
what the
way
hell
too
are
easy.
we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight to the death?
I'm saying.
Both the Silver Surfer and the Martian Manhunter were 2 extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets.
So they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They could both phase through objects, rearrange molecules,
They're
and
literally kind of
regenerate
like the
their
same
own
person.
bodies.
But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer has had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus. So it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental threat to the Surfer.
But the Surfer has resisted mental attacks many times. When
Mm-hmm.
Psycho Man played on the Surfer's guilt and pretended to be his lost love, the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the frickin' Mind Stone.
These 2 could have gone toe-to-toe around the universe for a long time. But when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good?
They both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if ending Martian Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one,
Silver
the
Surfer
Surfer
could do
has
that.
the means to make that happen thanks to the seemingly endless well of energy that is the power cosmic.
It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power. And outside of Galactus stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically
That's
accomplish
crazy.
anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's obviously no holding back here, and the depth of Silver Surfer's abilities gave him the win.
This Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious Cowabunga Hang Ten Ninja Turtles!
The winner is the Silver Surfer. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, we have a new death battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and extra content. Planet level members even see death battles before anyone else, so don't miss out.
I pretty much already knew Martian Manhunter was gonna win. Silver Surfer was gonna win. He had way too many stats. When they said like he could destroy like anything, like atoms, I already knew he was gonna win. If Martian Manhunter and Silver Surfer weren't thinking about who could kill each other, they were thinking about why they would kill each other, and it fits perfectly for these two. Excellent episode, good episode. Kind of soft, you know, slow, but it's both of them, so it's gotta be like that. You feel me?